Hello, everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is September 7th, 2022. And it is likely, very, very likely, that we're finished with the big moves to the downside. Okay? We're going to look at why that is. We're going to look at the DXY as usual. We're going to look at Bitcoin's price action. We're going to look at other altcoins. But more importantly than the charts for the moment, I would like to address the issue that we don't talk about so much, especially on YouTube as technical analysts, and that is that of mental health and your psychological well-being. All right. The idea of being in a bear market for 500 days is mentally grueling. It is taxing. It's stressful. It can be even traumatic. Yeah. So I just want to say it's very important that if you do need help, please acknowledge the fact that you're not doing okay, and that's fine. That's perfectly well. Like, I wasn't doing okay yesterday. I'm still in all my positions, but it's scary, and that's what the market does. It elicits fear and greed. Okay, and the bottoms are very, very fearful. They're supposed to be. The tops are quite greedy. They're supposed to be, right? So even though I'm still in all of my positions, I didn't get shaken out. It's not, by pure luck, or sorry, by pure skill. It's some luck, and I understand that, right? Understand that. Oh, wow, okay. I didn't expect Bitcoin to go down as far in order to finish that correction, and I'm gonna go into a section in a second. I'm gonna go into what Bitcoin did and what I think it did at least, and what I was expecting it to do to complete that range of the corrective price action. But yeah, I didn't expect that. I expected what we saw in most altcoins, but I didn't expect what we saw in Bitcoin. And that did create fear. That did create anxiety, and a lot of negative emotions that I was dealing with yesterday. Yesterday was a tough day, okay? And I didn't even lose any money. I didn't get shaken out of any positions, but it was still a tough day. So I just want to acknowledge that. I think it's really important to talk about, and hopefully you guys are doing well, right? Trading is not easy. It's, if you do this professionally, I don't know what you guys do, but as a professional trader, it's one of the most challenging things I've ever done in my life. One of the most rewarding, but also one of the most challenging. So yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. All right, not to belittle that, or it is the most important thing, because without that, without your psychological health, you have nothing. It doesn't matter how much money you make. But yeah, let's get on with the show, since that's what we're here for. All right. So again, if you do need help, please reach out. There are tons of hotlines. If you need help and you want somebody to talk to that is also, a trader, somebody who kind of knows what you're going through, or may know what you're going through, and you want to talk to me, hit me up at my email. On my email use the email that I have listed in YouTube. Okay, I put my email in YouTube. You can find it. Hit me up. If you don't know where to find it, send me a direct message. Send me a message. We can talk if you want to talk, if that can help. If I can help even one person, that's great. Okay. All right, let's get on with it. So, and yeah, let's see. Hold up 1 second. 1 second. Let me just check something. Okay, here we go. All right, let's start off by looking at Bitcoin, okay? And let's go into the hourly time frame. Okay, so yesterday, Actually, let's go on the 4-hourly time frame. So yesterday I was talking about this range right here, yeah? Right here. Let's get our pen out. I was talking about this range. And we'd been in that range for about 8 days. Okay? Actually, you can actually start to count the range from here. Okay, at the end of the ending diagonal. So yeah, about 8 days. Because this is clearly a descending Brownian wedge, basically rounding out this impulse right here, okay? So you get this 8-day consolidation, and I'm saying, okay, it's very likely that we're rounding out, we're gonna break up, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, this is the bottom. But we all know the last leg of any corrective pattern is impulsive, okay? So you're expecting, maybe a quick wick down to the bottom of this range, okay? But no more. But you get this large impulse, which mathematically, if you look at it if you treat this as an initial break of structure, you've clearly broken the 1618 here, okay? So this cannot mathematically be a continuation or a part of this consolidation. This cannot be a part of this consolidation. This has to be a new impulse, okay? So if this is a new impulse, then what gives, right? Then this was misread as a consolidation reversal pattern. This was a consolidation continuation pattern. More specifically, a wave 4 pattern, okay? And this then should be the last and final wave. Now, zooming out just a bit on the daily time frame, you can see that we came to the bottom, the absolute bottom, where we had been in June, okay? So from June, we started putting in these corrective waves, and we came back retesting this region right here that I have designated by the blue rectangle, okay? So when I say in the title, we've hit bottom, are you okay? I mean that literally and figuratively, all right? We've hit bottom, right? We've hit bottom because this is the end of the correction. This should be the end of the correction. Just looking at the chart, observing what price did going up, coming down impulsively, right? This is clearly an impulsive drawdown. You should then get some sort of move. If you're looking at it in terms of AB basing, and you count this as your big A or initial break of structure, this as your big B as your counter wave, okay? And you count this right here as, let's see, your small a, or your the beginning of your second degree of AB basing, and then this B wave, this massive B wave as small b, then that should be the end of your AB basing. This should be the beginning of the bull run, okay? That's 2 degrees of AB basing, if you count it that way, okay? And we're not exactly sure. We're never exactly sure. But it's, we're just playing probabilities. That's a likelihood, okay? And that's probabilistically strong. Now, just measuring this A wave and this purported B wave and then this resulting impulse, you can see it's extended, right? Typically, you expect these ABC impulses to hit between the 1 and 1236 regularly, and then when extended to the 1618, here you got a 2618 extension, okay? So therein lies the irregularity and the particularity of this impulse right here, okay? This impulse was particularly extended, and it seems like I'm repeating myself, but this is beginning to be a trend with Bitcoin in this bear market, okay? It's putting in extended impulses to the downside, right? So, that being said, what can we do? Now that we've seen this, let's try to count it, okay? And that's what I did last night, right? Just trying to make sure, as an analyst, I hate it when I'm wrong, but that's, that's part of the game. I'm not going to be 100% correct all the time, and I'm going to have moments where I'm partially right, sometimes I'm partially wrong, sometimes I'm completely wrong, right? But in thinking that this was our bottom right here, right, it's kind of deflating when that proves wrong, okay? Then I have to pick up the pieces and reanalyze and think, okay, then what did I get wrong and how did I get it wrong? So I looked at it and I thought to myself, okay, I think I see what's going on here, okay? I think I can count this, right? I think this is what we got right here. Right here, okay? So this being wave 1, this is being wave 2. This has to be wave 2. Wave 2 can't be down here. Just if you understand, wave 2 has to be between 382 and 618 of wave 1, okay? Wave 3 can be extended, which this clearly is. Wave 3 typically falls between the 1618 and the 2 Fibonacci extensions, but here your wave 3 went all the way to between the 2618 and the 4236, okay? So wave 3 ended up all the way here, and this complex correction that we were in for 8 days was most likely wave 4, okay? That the wave 4 of the primary trend, okay? This was wave 4 of this extended wave 3, okay? So this extended wave 3 went like this, all right? And then you round it out with a 5th wave. Now this should be the 5th wave. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to look and see, was that the end of wave 5? Or is wave 5, is this wave 4 of 5 or something like that? Do you see what I mean? So let's look into that. So let's jump down into the 4-hourly time frame. Okay. And just looking, seems like this is a wave 2 right here. Okay, let's put it in. And we're going to change the degrees in a second. Okay, we're going to measure it. So just hold up. Okay, let's change the degrees just to keep. So let's make this intermediate, and let's make this primary, okay? Just to stem any confusion. Always have to keep your degrees straight, okay? So we're going to zoom in. This is the wave of interest. Let's actually jump down into the hourly time frame, all right? So let's say this is wave 2. This is, a legitimate wave 2, ends between 382 and 618 of wave 1, right? Hit the 618, rejected. Then you have your wave 3. It seems your wave 3 ends right here, right? So it looks like you typically get, so you see this volume, you typically get the highest volume either in wave 3 or at the end of the impulse itself, okay? So here, this is wave 3 of 3, you got the highest volume right here, okay? And then wave 3 seems to go as we would expect it to, 5 waves right there, okay? So it looks like you got the end of wave 3 right here. You come up for wave 4, okay? You come up for wave 4, and perhaps we're still in wave 4, or we've ended wave 4 up here, okay? So one of two things. We may still be in wave 4 right here, okay? Or wave 4 might be finished over here. Now, judging by the time we took for wave 2, wave 2 was relatively flat, Okay? Remember, we always say, no. Wave 2 was sharp. It was sharp. That's a sharp correction right there. I'm trying to think. Wave 2 was relatively sharp, so we can expect a flat wave 4 correction. So it wouldn't surprise me if we were still in wave 4. Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. Remember, waves of the same degree are comparable in time and in price, right? This seems comparable. This wave 2 seems a little... Okay, there's a few things going on here. This wave 2 seemed to have lasted much longer than the wave 1. So even though we retrace to the 618, I would say it's kind of a flat correction in that. Or it's not a flat correction, but it's a slow correction. You can say it's a slow correction because it took much longer for wave 2 to form than wave 1 took. Okay? So I wouldn't be surprised at the same time if wave 4 was relatively faster. So if wave 4 just did one, a move like this, then your principle, or it's not the principle, the guideline of alternation would be maintained. The guideline of alternation basically states that in a 5-wave advance, wave 2 and wave 4 alternate between flat and sharp, fast and slow, right? They're kind of complement one another, okay? So if wave 2 is a sharp correction, wave 4 tends to be flat, okay? And vice versa. If wave 2's fast, wave 4 tends to be slow, and vice versa. Here, wave 2 was slow, despite it being a bit sharp, retracing to the 618 of wave 1, which we would expect in a zigzag, right? It was a slow zigzag. So this is not 100%, okay? I can't say for sure. But that being said, by way of the guideline of alternation, it makes sense that wave 4 could have been concerted in that respect, right? It could have been just a quick hit right there, and then you get your, right here, what we got, your ending diagonal. Whoops. See, let's zoom in and let me show you what I mean. This is another case, or this is another sort of, this is another reason it's possible that we're done. So if this is wave 4, right? If this quick hit is wave 4, then this would have to be wave 5 here. Okay. It's kind of like a descending broadening wedge ending diagonal. Okay. But what I don't like about this wave 5 is I don't get much capitulative volume showing me that the trend is done. Okay? That's what I don't like about wave 5. So I'm leaning on the edge. So there's two things I'm wrestling with this, but I'm leaning on the fact that we're going to get an impulse right here to really round it out. And that would be the end of wave 5. And then you should see it in the volume, okay? I think that makes sense to me, okay? However, I think we're pretty much in the zone we can expect. We're pretty much in the zone that we can expect wave 5 to terminate. Why? Because, so for a couple of reasons. One, whenever you get an extended wave, okay, an extended wave Your wave, an extended wave 3, you'll typically have a truncated wave 5. Okay? It's just that typically, so we're back on the 4-hourly time frame. Typically, in the case of an extended wave 3, which we've gotten right here, yeah, wave 5, which you've kind of already gotten, tends to be no longer than wave 1, okay? And you can already see wave 5 is just about as long as wave 1 is right now. So if we did hit wave 5 of 5, I wouldn't be surprised if it was concerted, even to the extent that it didn't create a lower low. Does that make sense? Okay, and the other thing is, if you take the inverse 1618 right here, typically wave 5 projects to the 1618 of wave 4, the inverse 1618 Fibonacci retracement of wave 4, which you've kind of already hit. You typically don't get two extended waves. It's exceedingly rare to have an extension in two waves, okay? You typically only get an extension in one wave, either waves 1, 3, or 5, okay? You've clearly gotten the extension in wave 3, so expect wave 5 to be concerted, okay? And already you've traveled the 1618. So I don't expect much further downside if indeed we are in wave 4, okay? That's sort of assuming that we're in wave 4 of 5, okay? So that's my analysis on what Bitcoin's doing and what we can expect. But again, just like we saw with perhaps the ending diagonal and the fact that we've already hit the 1618 of Fibonacci retracement inverse, or the inverse 1618 of wave 4, and the fact that wave 2 of 5, so the wave 2 in wave 5 was relatively slow, and so wave 4 could have been a quick hit. So given all that, it's possible that this is a reversal, but if it's a reversal, it's happening a bit too slow. That's the thing. That's the issue, right? The reversal should have been quick. You hit it and you go. Because if you're an impulse, you're an impulse, and it's unmistakable. So the fact that we're still kind of dilly-dallying, let's see. You could say that we're putting in a small reversal pattern, but that would be something like this. Okay, you could say, you could make the case that the fact that you're going slow is only due to the fact that you're putting in a reversal pattern that's almost finished, and so you just need a quick hit to the downside to complete this the second degree B wave, and then you start running. So there's a lot of possibilities, but at the end of the day, I do anticipate that this region be respected for its support, okay? We basically can wick beyond this, but if we're to get a reversal at any point soon, it should be that we get a reversal in the immediate short term in this region for Bitcoin, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. For altcoins, some of them have already reversed. Okay, and we're going to look at that. Let's see, any in our watch list? Nothing really in our watch list, okay? But if you go in a general watch list, you can see a few assets have gone into impulse. I'm not going to look at Luna's Classic. Let's look at DFYN. You can see that's exactly what you want to see in a reversal. It's quick, it's unmistakable, you basically make a higher high immediately. Okay, so whoops. So this DFYN hit the bottom, made the higher high, started consolidating, and you could see the volume, the impulsive sort of volume of the new bull run for this asset. It's highly likely that this is no longer in correction and has started its bull run. Okay, so that's what you would want to see in any legitimate reversal, like that V-shape quick reversal after the end of any consolidation reversal pattern. Okay, and it looks like it put in a consolidation reversal pattern here, and that's the end, and you quickly get the volume showing that. Okay, EOS also, again, you see that V-shaped recovery, the volume to corroborate the V-shaped recovery, and you should go up. Okay, so there are some assets, there are some altcoins that have already started running. Let's take a quick look at our crypto bubbles. We can see that here. HNT has started running, so we can have a look at that. Let's look at HNT. Okay, so this is another example of that V-shaped recovery you would want to see. And I mean, the volume is unmistakably bullish. The volume really tells you where you're at. So let's put the log on, and let's see what it's done. So yeah, H&T seems to have put in that recovery after putting in a fifth wave down. Okay, so it just completed that last leg, that last move down for its fifth wave. So you can see 5 waves up, 3 waves down, and a move up here. And it seems as if right here in H&T, let's see. I'm trying to figure out if this is, let's see. Let's measure it. Trying to make sense of this move. I think it is impulsive. So that was your wave 4 here. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was the end of 5. Let's go on the smaller time frame. So it's possible that with H&T you come up to this area and consolidate, and then you go back down to put in some consolidation reversal. I haven't been tracking this, but I don't see any consolidation reversal pattern. I only see a 5-wave move to the downside, right? Again, I see 5 waves up, and then I see I see 5 waves up, and then I see a pivot, and then I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 waves down. Those are your 3 waves down. I don't see any consolidation reversal for H&T yet, but this volume can be part of your initial breakup structure. Okay, so yeah. let's see VGX. Let's just see one last one that's been moving. VGX. So yeah, you see in VGX, you also put in a lot of volume with that initial break of structure right here. Yeah, but that wasn't it, right? You put in that initial break of structure, targeting wave 4 of the previous trend, your B wave, and another A wave. This is your second degree, a B wave, and now you're impulsive. Okay, so for VGX, I think here you need a consolidation reversal pattern before you're fully impulsive. You need those 2 degrees of consolidation reversal, which you see in VGX. So I would say VGX is ready to go. VGX is ready to go. Voyager. I'd say most assets are closer to VGX than they are HNT. HNT, for some reason, I don't see its consolidation reversal. Like I just don't see it. So I guess it was probably going up for longer or going down for longer. I don't know what it was doing. But when other things were kind of in consolidation reversal, maybe it just put in another low. Okay, let's see, what did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin didn't do that. Bitcoin had at least put in this consolidation reversal pattern here. So yeah, you need that before a reversal, and so yeah, that's what I'm seeing on most assets. I think HNT is exceptional. I've never seen an asset that has yet to put in a consolidation reversal pattern for this new move to the upside. Okay, so we saw Bitcoin. We looked on the smaller time frames, and if this is indeed it, and the next big move is up, then we should expect for, let's see, this would be the wave 4, wave 3, this would be the wave 5 perhaps. This is A. This could be it. Just because this could be wave 4 and this could be wave 5 right here. So this could be A. This could be big A. Sorry. This could be big A. B. A. B. This could be it with the move up. That's possible too, okay? A lot of things on the table. It's possible that you're putting in a leading diagonal, okay? That's another possibility, okay? We deal in possibilities and probabilities, not certainties. So, and obviously you would get your volume once you broke out of the leading diagonal, and that would confirm it. Just looking at a few other altcoins in our watch list. Okay, on a very small time frame, on the 15-minute time frame. So what's different about a lot of these altcoins and Bitcoin is that a lot of these altcoins stayed in their ranges that they've been in for 100 plus days. Okay, they didn't break that, and this is what I was expecting from Bitcoin. But Bitcoin, has been kind of doing its own thing this entire bear market. But you've got your big A, your big B, your small A, and what may be your small B right here. and then another degree of AB basing, right? And that may be the start of an impulse. That may be a 618 correction right there in Cardano, okay? So you stayed in your channel for Cardano, and you see you've retraced perfectly to the 618. If that is a leading diagonal right here in Cardano, you perfectly retraced to your 618. And so, yeah, you can expect a move up from there if you hold the 618. So Cardano stayed in its range, in its range. So did BNB, but again, BNB has been putting in its AB basing, big A, big B, small a, small b. I think BNB, like Ethereum, started its 5-wave impulse on July 13th, 3 waves down, okay? And so one interesting thing about this is if you take your time, so let's say from July 13th, you start your 5 waves up, you hit 28 days, and then 3 waves down, you're actually not at 28 days, you're on the 27th day. Do you see that? So I think it's a strong case can be made that BNB, for instance, is, I mean, it didn't do anything weird. It came down, but it came down within the norms of this impulse right here that you see. I would say wave 2 ends right here. I'd say that's the orthodox low. Okay, and then you go up for wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, whatever, up there somewhere. But, you know, again, if you add the consolidation reversal for wave 2 right here, or if, let's say you make it, add the consolidation reversal for wave 2, you would get 28 days, 27 days if you broke out today for BNB. And that would respect our guideline of proportionality of our guideline of comparability, that waves of the same degree are comparable in time and in price. Yet, you know, the time comparability is, you know, you have 5 waves up, 3 waves down between the 382, or the price comparability is you only retrace between the 382 and the 618, so 38.2 and 61.8% of however much you went up 5 waves, and then the time comparability is just, you know, some sort of measure that's proportional in time. So 28 days up, 27 days down. That's BNB. Okay? So for me, what happened yesterday didn't really shock me in BNB. It didn't shock me in Cardano. It didn't shock me in most any other coin but Bitcoin. Bitcoin shocked me. It surprised me. It's like, wait, why are you going so much lower, right? We stayed in range right here. And I expect for us to pop out, okay? Just looking at the stochastic RSI, you can see in BNB, let's do this properly. You've created strong bullish divergence here. Okay, price is going down. It's been going down. And price on the stochastic RSI has been going up while oversold. Okay, you triple bottomed. You've crossed bullish, so it's a confirmed bullish divergence on the daily time frame. It's a confirmed strong bullish divergence. I do expect for BNB to go up and out and hit that wave 3 as a result, okay? And that would mean probably the tops right here, around 600, right? If you just took this. And yeah, it's been BNB, Ethereum, they've been in their bull run, but most people do not perceive the, let's just take it from the bottom here. So yeah, I would say to the top, or let's use the orthodox low of wave 2. I would say here, right? Yeah, around 600. Yeah, most people don't perceive a new impulse until wave 3. Most market participants don't perceive an impulse until wave 3. Few perceive the first wave. Okay, let's get on with it. So I wasn't surprised by BNB. I wasn't surprised by Cardano. Dodo, not surprised. Again, you can see that a lot of these assets did nothing out of the ordinary, okay? They basically came back down to the base of their channel. They've been in these channels for 100 plus days, going up and down, pretty much come back down, form strong bullish divergence for a move up and out, okay? Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. It's been at this range, at the bottom of this channel for about, 2-3 weeks. But Bitcoin was different, okay? So you can see on the daily time frame, you have come up, but you've come back down, probably to go up again, okay? Because you did become overbought, but you can pivot around here and then shoot back up. Let's see, on the 4-hourly time frame, do we have any bullish divergences? No bullish divergence, but we're cross bullish for sure on the 4-hourly time frame for something like Dodo, okay? Let's see, let's go back. Okay, DOT, same thing. Our momentum indicator is kind of similar as Dodo, but again, you see, hanging out at the bottom of this range, you did nothing different. You came back to the bottom of a range here with an initial break of structure, counter to that, and here I think it's something like small a, small b, and then this is basically another degree of AB basing before moving up in Polkadot. But again, in Polkadot, you maintain market structure. You've maintained market structure in pretty much every altcoin except for Bitcoin. Ethereum is much like BNB, much like what you see in ENS. It's been an impulse since July 13th, and on July 13th, you've got this 5-wave move. If we take our Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top, you can see those 3 waves down came down and hit the 0.5 exactly and bounced off the 0.5 in. And since then, it seems that you've been putting in some AB basing or leading diagonal, most probably some AB basing, okay? So I do expect Ethereum to continue from here. Okay, looking at the momentum indicator on the daily time frame, it shows us that it could still move a bit up. Okay, I don't expect it to move too much more. As I said yesterday, I do expect us to find some resistance at around 2000 for Ethereum. Okay, but I do expect that to happen very soon. Okay, something like Litecoin, again, you've maintained market structure, right? Nothing really changed yesterday. You put in your big A, put in your big B, your small A, your small b, which is a running flat, and then a little bit more AB basing over here, okay? And here you can see it very clearly, an A, B, okay? wouldn't be surprised if you moved up from here. Nothing really changed in a lot of these assets, okay? It was Bitcoin that really broke market structure. Again, Harmony 1, same thing. You maintained that range that you've been in, and you came down to the bottom of the range. Your momentum indicator shows that you dipped down, but you can go back up, okay? But you're at the bottom of the range. Reserve rights, again, at the bottom of a range. You've been respecting this 618 of these 5 waves for 100 plus days, okay? And nothing changed. You still respected it yesterday in yesterday's dump. Shiba Inu, same thing. You're respecting this support right here. You came up, you came down between the 0.5 and the 618. You're doing some AB basing. You're still respecting that. Okay, I do expect a move up. Oops, I do expect a move up from here. There we go. Third time's a charm. Synthetics, same thing. You maintain market structure. You put in what seems to be a 3-wave move down to here between the 0.382 and the 618 of this impulse, okay? I think you're still in correction, but that's basically what you did, and you maintained that market structure yesterday in yesterday's dump, okay? You didn't move. You've been AB basing. This should turn around in synthetics. VRA, same thing. You held market structure like a champ. Do you see this channel? You've been holding this for 100 plus days, okay? You came down to the bottom of it again. That's it. XRP, same thing. Held market structure. You held the integrity of your channel that you've held for 100 plus days, your consolidation reversal channel. Zilliqa, same thing. You held market structure of your consolidation reversal channel, came back to the bottom. Let's look at Kadena. Kadena, same thing. I just don't want to look at Ravane unless somebody absolutely wants to look at Ravane, just because Ravane's so volatile. But Kadena, you held market structure. You've been holding the same market structure for 100 plus days. Okay, now you're at the bottom. So do you expect to move to the top? Either the channel breaks down or you move to the top. Okay, it's more likely than not that you move to the top given the larger analysis. And if you look at Kadena, just go on the monthly time frame just for fun if you want to, and understand where you're at. You're basically at a level that you've been holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus months, and that is, it represents the 618 of this 3-wave move down. Okay, basically you put it in 5 waves in a bull run, came back down for 3 waves and held the golden mean of that 5-wave impulse in Kadena. So that's highly likely to move back up. All right, so that's the round robin of our altcoins. Now, just having a quick look at what we've been focusing on for the past few days, weeks, past few days, is the DXY. Okay, this is really, really good, and this is very, very bullish. Okay, again, if you're new to the channel, let me just reiterate that what really moves the cryptocurrency market, what really moves Bitcoin, okay, first and foremost, is the DXY. It's a dollar, right? A $400 billion market cap that you're not going to be moving because some random person is going to be putting in billions of dollars worth of buy and sell orders on any given day. No, that's not what happens. That's not how the Bitcoin market moves. And given that Bitcoin comprises about 40% of the entire cryptocurrency market cap, it moves the rest of the cryptocurrency market. So, what moves Bitcoin? What moves Bitcoin, my friends, is the DXY, the US dollar. The US dollar is about 60% of the entire world's reserve currency. And so anytime somebody's buying Bitcoin, 6 out of 10 times, they're more than likely using US dollars to buy it, okay? And so if the US dollar is so closely related with Bitcoin, then you can understand why Bitcoin moves with the US dollar. It moves almost perfectly inverse of the US dollar. So you can see right now the US dollar has been dumping, and we've been looking at this resistance around 110, and we finally seem to have started our impulse to the downside. Okay, so this is another reason why it's very likely that we've bottomed. We're going to look at this more in a second. We're on the 15-minute time frame, I know, but we're going to zoom out and we're going to see what we're talking about. But just for new people, just so you understand, if you look at Bitcoin, right, and if it's completely or perfectly inversely proportional to the US dollar, understand that as the US dollar rises in value, then Bitcoin will decrease if this ratio is constant. As the US dollar decreases in value, then Bitcoin will increase for this ratio to remain constant, right? So that's why it's really important to look at the DXY to really understand how the price of Bitcoin moves. And this is another reason why I think we bottomed for Bitcoin as well. Let's zoom out for a second and try and see what's going on here in this DXY, okay? Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. Here, let's go on. Let's zoom out really quickly. Let me not assume anybody's seen this. Okay, so we counted 5 waves up. All right, that's the first thing you want to do. On a high time frame, count 5 waves up. We count 5 waves since June 2011. 5 waves up, and that's the end of the 5th wave right here for me. And you go 3 waves down, okay? So this is your initial break of structure. You have a composed B wave, and then you should get an impulsive, C wave ending your 3-wave move, okay? So we charted that. We already got our A wave done. Now our B wave, wave 1 of 3, wave 2 of 3, wave 3 of 3, which is a parabolic increase, okay? And that's what most people were perceiving as the dollar not stopping, going up, 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 and up. This red line is our phi ratio, the phi ratio of this A wave. If you don't understand how Elliott wave works, is the B wave cannot retrace beyond the 1618 or much beyond the 1618 of the A wave. So I basically just took Fibonacci retracement tool of this A wave and measured where the 1618 or phi ratio of that A wave would be, and it came out to about 111. Okay, so that's my phi ratio. That just lets me know more or less where I can expect the ultimate rejection. But typically the B wave can play anywhere under that. Okay, and so we came up. Now we're going to also use our knowledge of A-B basing, because anytime you have a change in trend, you need to put in A-B basing, right? So, right, you have your A wave, your B wave, you come up, but you don't just turn around and dump, right? You have to put in 2 degrees of A-B basing. So, this is where we focus on this region right here. Let's jump down into the 4-hourly time frame. And we can see this is very clearly our first A wave, our big A, okay? This is all of this right here is our big B. And this B wave, every corrective wave, right? Whether it's a B wave or any corrective wave, let's say, ends in impulse, okay? So right here, this is wave 1 of 3, this is wave 2 of 3, this wave 3 of 3 is an impulse, okay? And it's an extended impulse, and it ends in an ending diagonal, a converging ending diagonal. We've seen that millions of times. That's very normal, okay? So you have your first degree of AB basing right here. So you have big A, big B, okay? Now you want your second degree. So now let's focus on the second degree, right? And this is all assuming, based on our research, that any correction, any reversal, okay, necessitates 2 degrees of AB basing on a time frame, okay? So that's our first degree, big A, big B. And now we zoom in. Let's go into the hourly time frame. And we would have to measure our second degree, which would be, I think, right here. Small a, and then, let's see. I'm trying to figure out. I'm like trying to see what I'm trying to see. Okay, here we go. That's small a and small b, okay? You have a flat correction for small a and then a zigzag for small b, okay? That's your second degree, AB base. And then here you have a pivot, okay? So even after your 2 degrees of AB basing, you have a little bit more AB basing to pivot up and or down and out, okay? So here we have another small A wave, another small B wave. This is the beginning of the impulse. This is one of the reasons I believe that we have bottomed in Bitcoin and we're done, okay? And that again lends credence to the theory that we've put in the 5 waves down, and whatever we're doing now is probably some minor AB basing for a big move to the upside, okay? And this is again what moves Bitcoin's market. It's not like, oh, Bitcoin moves and the DXY moves. No. The DXY again is magnitudes of orders larger in scope and in size than Bitcoin. The DXY moves Bitcoin. The DXY moves the S&P 500. The DXY moves most of the world's markets, okay? So if the DXY as the underlying asset that is used to purchase stocks and shares and cryptos, if that is going down, then by definition, stocks and cryptos and all that stuff that you use to buy the DXY go up in value. Does that make sense? Like they inflate, they appreciate in price. So here, I think what we have is our first and finally our first impulse. It's impulsive price action, and it should continue to go down. And what we should see here is finally a big move down once we get a break of crucial support, which would be around here, this region, okay? And this should take us, for this first move down, to the base of this rising wedge, because we know rising wedges tend to break down to the base, okay? So that's where I expect our first wave to come. Maybe we put in a second wave, and then we move on, so on and so forth, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for the DXY, and this, again, gives credence to the belief, the theory, the assumption that we've bottomed, because we've started to move impulsively downwards in the DXY. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. So yeah, some assets should begin to move as a result, okay? It wouldn't surprise me if things started moving impulsively to the upside, Bitcoin included. I do see Bitcoin having some trouble here. putting in some bearish candles, wicks to the upside. I think you need a little move down before a move up. Okay? So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. That's what I'm seeing on DXY. That's what I'm seeing with most altcoins. And again, if you just think about it from another perspective, it's very likely that we're finished just by looking at sentiment. Okay, I started this stream talking about how I was pretty low. My sentiments were quite low, and I was in fear yesterday. As we're dropping, it's like, oh my god, maybe my analysis is wrong, right? I'm not a fortune teller. I'm just doing my best with my analysis, and maybe it's completely wrong. Maybe we drop to 12K, like some analysts, some analysts are saying. But I just don't see that technically. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. And so the fear was high, and you can see the fear is high for many people. And that typically signifies a bottom when you're in extreme fear, right? Anything below 25 is extreme fear, and you can see it here represented chromatically with the red shades. Any reddish shades are fear. So we're in fear, so that would designate a market bottom, okay? Another way we can look at whether we're at a bottom or not using indicators is just using the CBBI. So CBBI.info is an index of indicators that basically uses 9 different metrics to help understand where we are in Bitcoin's cycle. And using all of these different indicators like the pi cycle top, the R hodl wave, the Pule multiple, the reserve risk, the MVRV, Z-score, all that stuff, it's with basically 95% confidence that we're at a bottom, okay? Because right now we're at a 5. So with 95% confidence, using all of those indicators aggregated and given a score, it's 95% likely that we are at a bottom, okay? You can do a lot more research on each and every singular indicator, as well as how the index is put together on cbbi.info, okay? But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Like, I am still long. I'm still in my positions. I'm thankful to be in my positions. I did get scared. It was scary. It was very scary. And like I said, I did not expect Bitcoin to break down like it did, okay? Maybe a wick down, fine. But to break down is uncharacteristic. As you could see, pretty much no other asset broke down from its consolidation range. But Bitcoin did, okay? And it created a lower low using an impulsive wave, okay? So that shocked me, that scared me, that made me nervous, and it made me confused. I had no idea what was going on. But, that's the nature of the market. It doesn't matter what it doesn't matter how good your risk assessments and your risk mitigation measures are. You will feel fear and some greed. It's normal and it's natural, and anybody saying that they don't is probably lying. In any case, if there's nothing else and nobody has anything in particular that they want to look at, I'm going to call it a stream. Osman says, hi Dean, let's go, I'm all in. Great. Osman says, I had KDA, KSM, Sol, Near, XRP, FTM, Matic, ETH, VRA, Seek. I was going to buy one more and I decided to go with HBAR instead of AVAX or ADA. What do you think about HBAR, Dean? Hedera Hashgraph. I know that it's a serious team. They're very scientific. I know that they have strong links to government, like I think American government institutions. Like, I would say HBAR is a good, fundamentally sound project, given that they may have something to do with the coming CBD central bank digital currencies, to CBDC plans. I would not be surprised if XRP and HBAR had a lot to do with the coming central bank digital currency. So yeah, that's a good fundamental play, and it seems like they're the type that they're not really flashy. They're not trying to do flashy giveaways. They're just keep their head down and do their work and have rigorous kind of scientific methods to go about developing their project. In terms of the chart, let me just have a look. I haven't looked at the chart in a very long time. So let's just pull it up. I don't even know if I have it here. So H bar, let's just zoom out. Okay, monthly time frame. It looks like it put in 5 waves up and 3 waves down. Okay, that looks like a 5-wave move, or does it? That looks like a 3-wave move. I wanted to say it's a 5-wave move with a concerted 5th wave, but let's just look at that for a second. Let me measure it. This will tell me. Yeah, no, this is corrective for sure. This is an A wave, and the reason I know that is because any impulse goes to a minimum of 2236. Okay, and you can figure that math out. There's math behind that. So I know that this is a corrective wave up and a corrective wave down. Wow, it's been a lot of correction. I think when this goes, it's gonna really blow because it's done nothing but accumulate. That's really cool. Okay, so that's the first thing I'll tell you. Ever since, and this is one of those trading view charts that they compile as all the data that they possibly can. And what I can say about HBAR is, just judging by the chart, that it's been in accumulation ever since its inception. So it's never left this range of price for 2 years. Okay? That means that the resulting move is going to be huge because there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of buy pressure here. Okay? So that's the first thing I can tell you. Second thing is, this is clearly a big A. This is clearly a big B. Again, May 12th was a orthodox low. So this is small a, I think, right here. I think you have 3 waves here somewhere in this bounce, in this weekly bounce. Okay, and this is most clearly small b. It's at the absolute bottom. That's the second thing I can tell you. It's highly probable that this is at the absolute bottom. Okay, and I would not be surprised if right here, if I took the Fibonacci retracement tool, this 3-wave flat correction was sitting on the 618. Let's see, how high does the flat correction go? Okay, it's right at the 618. Okay, so this is likely at the absolute bottom. I think in this, because I'm on the weekly chart here, you have a 5-wave move up here, and you have a 3-wave. I think you got 3 waves down, and then this resulting sort of this resulting AB base is going to take you up and out. I've used all of my funds. I've spent all of my ammo. But if I didn't, I would buy HBAR because I really like the chart. I like things that have been accumulating for a long time. Yeah. yeah, this is pretty much okay. Off of log, this isn't at the 618, but this is at the 786, which is perfectly fine. It's just a flat correction. So small a, small b, 3 waves down. This is AB basing right on the 786. That's extremely bullish as well. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm reading. 2 degrees of AB basing. You probably have strong bullish divergence right here. I wouldn't be surprised if you did. Let's look at the momentum indicators. And you do. Okay, and this is on the daily time frame. And it's been coiling up. And it's confirmed. So yeah, if I had a bit of money, I would definitely get into H bar. I'm just all like I'm all out of ammo. I'm all out of ammo. Got nothing left. All right, so yeah, H bar looks great. H bar looks absolutely great. So yeah, hope that helped, Osman. Yeah, my friends, keep well. You know, maintain positive outlook. Remember, all of this is eventually to improve our society, improve your financial prospects, right? Your quality of life, the quality of life for yourself and your family, and probably your neighborhood. So just keep all of that in mind. It's not just about the money, it's just about what the money can do at the end of the day. It can really help us. But you can't help yourself and you can't be a force for good if you're not psychologically stable or psychologically positive and you don't seek to help yourself and others around you. So that's always a priority. No matter how tough things get, really try to keep positive. And as I said in the beginning of the video, if you do need help, don't be afraid to reach out. Like, yeah, you don't have it together. You don't always have to be that person that has it all together. Okay? Sometimes you can be a mess and that's okay. And if you need somebody to talk to that's in the space, that understands the difficulties of this arena, you know, trading and waiting for gains and losing money and trading, all that stuff, like, you can feel free to talk to me. Just send me a message, use my email, whatever, and I'll be happy to talk. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.